Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 16th to the 30th, 2025 reading for you. Now, if you are interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's linked in the description box below. So let us see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, I love that. Oh. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, I love how that just tumbled right out. Empress as the wind. I love that for you, Sagittarius. Okay, so this is a really good reading, and this is going to be a really good time for you. Now, do note that you are going to be a bit nostalgic. Everybody is. There's a bit of nostalgia just going on during this time. So just being aware of that, knowing that that is, just kind of like par for the course during the last half of September is going to be just something to be aware of, something to know about the time. All right, so at the heart of everything, you have the Page of Cups. And what I love about the Page of Cups is that you have this fish in the cup. He's standing out in the water, right, on a rock, and he catches a fish. And so it is blessings from unlikely places. It is prosperity that you weren't looking for, but finds you. And so that's a very beautiful thing. That's a very powerful thing for you during this time, is that you're a student of your heart. You're a student of your passion. You're a student of what you love. You're a student of what you want. And so what you love is finding you in the most unlikely places and through the most unlikely ways. And you're seeing yourself move forward more and more towards what you truly want in life, more towards being inspired. And it brings us then to the challenge, which is the Nine of Cups. So something that you have crossed your fingers, wished for, isn't necessarily coming true when you would like it. So just be aware of that, because it can make you think, oh, I'm never going to get to where I want to be. It's all just an uphill battle. You'll kind of, it's kind of like it becomes more than it actually is. So be mindful with the Nine of Cups as the challenge, because what you're going to see is that your wish is being granted. It's just in a different way than you had expected. What you're going to see is that beauty is coming into your life, like, honey melting on your lips, but it's not going to be exactly how you had planned. So things are kind of taking on a life of their own. And there is nothing wrong with that. It moves you then to where you need to focus. And you need to focus on your dreams. This is the cross your fingers for wish. This is the wish of your soul. This is the deep, deeply implanted in you wish that you were born with coming forward during this time. You're seeing yourself align with yourself more and more, Sagittarius. This is also Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, if you have Aquarius in your life, those people will come out even more, like will be more prominent during this time. But this is your greatest wish moving you forward. And I'm sorry if you can hear dogs barking. I have the windows open because it's such a beautiful day. So here with the star, what you're going to see is that wishes are guiding you. You're going to be looking at what you deeply want for yourself, what you've deeply longed for, but also the wishes that you've put away, that you've said, oh no, it's time to grow up. It's time to be, adult about all these things. And I can't have XYZ for whatever reason. That's not true. You're going to see yourself embracing your wishes. And this is the moment of the most elated hope. And so the most elated hope, the most elated joy is coming into your life with the Ace of Wands. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, has handed you a gift, a passion, a fire, of the reason to get out of bed in the morning. This is the spark of existence, right? This is the passionate fire that guides each and every one of us. Kind of also think of this as the flames that the Vestal virgins, cared for, where it's like the flame will never go out. So here with the Ace of Wands, you are having that fire within you that will never go out, right? sparking, coming to life even more. And it might have felt like it did go out. It might have felt like things did become so overwhelming that there were doubts and there were fears and there wasn't a place for you. And now you found your passion again. And this passion, it isn't as front and center as it once was. What you're going to see is that the driving force, it's kind of dying down, right? It's kind of leaving a little bit, but you are stabilizing yourself. You're seeing what it is that you want. You're looking at what it is that you desire, and you've been looking at it, and now you know yourself more. You know where it is that you're going, what it is that you're going after, and you're moving forward in more tenacity and more determination. It brings us then to your strength, which is going to be the past coming forward. This is the energy of finding balance within prosperity and success, finding balance within wealth and what you value as much as money. This is also finding balance from the past. So what you're going to see is that you're looking at the past and you're saying, how do I move me forward to where I truly want to be? What is it that I desire? What is it that I'm looking for? What is it that I want within my life? And you're going to look back at the best moments of your existence thus far, right? And you're going to say to yourself, this is what I want to emulate in the here and the now. This is what I want to bring forward for me. And as you do that, you start to balance the scales. You also start to see your worth. You stop being as overwhelmed. And it moves us then to the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, amplifying the Aquarius energy that you have here during this time. With the Page of Swords, what you're going to see is that divinity is handing you a gift. You're getting a message from your angel, so just beware. It's going to come. So if you say, hey, I want a sign, you will get your sign. But it is going to be, again, a little bit shrouded, a little bit like kind of steeped in mystery. So just being aware of that. If you have a totem animal or a connection with a spirit animal, that's going to come through very powerfully during this time because you're stepping into this energy of embracing your mind, of looking at what it is that you want, of asking more questions. And you're not afraid to ask questions during this time at all. During the last half of September, you are deeply questioning, you are deeply seeking. You might be on a spiritual journey, but you are also saying, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that I'm looking for within myself and for myself right now? You're going to be getting answers. You're also embracing the power of your voice. So when you once questioned, can I say this? Can I say that? Do I have any right to even feel this way or think this way? No, you're embracing the power of your voice in your mind, always coming from a place of love, a place of respect, a place of walking gently on this earth. You're also starting to see that miracles happen every day. And it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the big miracles, right? It doesn't have to be the ones that are the showstoppers. It's the small miracles that start with us opening our eyes. And so looking at your life and seeing that miracle and seeing the power of your voice and learning the power of what it is that you want and asking deeper questions. You can also have a young energy around you, an air sign energy, but they don't have to be an air sign energy. This is a quester. This is a seeker. This is a person who asks questions. And Sagittarius, we are so drawn to this energy, right? We love questers and seekers because we are one ourselves. They are going to rekindle in us our love for questions, our love for diving deeper into things. And that is a beautiful thing. The atmosphere that we are in is the world. We are this diaphanous being right here made of snow and air and starlight, and we are going to see ourselves taking flight, meaning that we're not held back anymore. And this is letting our souls soar like our souls have always been meant to. We're not supposed to limit ourselves. We're supposed to see the great expanse of this world and kind of ride the waves of the stars, connect with the universe. What I'm trying to say is that we're not seeing ourselves as limited. We're not seeing ourselves as held back because we're starting to say that there is this expansive energy that we are connecting with. And it's going to broaden our experiences, open our minds, embrace our insight in ways that we hadn't anticipated and didn't think we could have. And as we embrace this energy, what we're going to see is that the doors are opening. And as doors are opening, as we're seeing the world in a new way, let me just close this window because somebody is doing yard work and I'm sure you can hear it. Okay, sorry about that. So as you're seeing the world open up to you, and as you are seeing, ships come in, ships come out, new ideas come forward, you're looking at yourself in a way that's like, yes, I can. Yes, I can make these connections. Yes, I can ask these questions. Yes, I can open up this door. And as you're starting to see yourself connecting with more, connecting with what it is that you want, connecting with the questions that you have, right? Connecting with these new ideas, new pathways, right? We have the world right here, right? The universe is the world. And that means that we are now stepping into the world, but I see it as more. I see it as, okay. So when I was younger, I read this book. It's The Witches of Ilian, and it had a scene in it. And I know you're going to be like, oh, Dane, you and your books. But I do love my books. Where she wrote the stars. She learned how to meditate and wrote the stars. And when I learned that that's what yogis train themselves to do, that's what people who sit in deep meditation train themselves to connect with the greater universe, that it's not just this, kind of, out there thing of science fiction. That is so fascinating to me. And here I just see our heart calling to so much more of universal energy, so much more of what it is that we want. And then we start to see ships coming in, ships going out, meaning we start to see opportunities opening to us. We start to see ideas opening to us. And all of a sudden, what was a small little world, all of a sudden it's opening in a way that we didn't think it could, and we didn't think it would, but now we are absolutely excited about. Now, we are going to have very definite ways of how we think things should be done. And Spirit is going to take us on a bit of a ride, opening up our mind, showing us things in a new light, in a new way, with the Four of Cups. So just be ready for that. Be ready that that's also our hopes and our fears. We hope that we get exactly what we want. And we fear trusting Spirit to open up the door and to say, okay, what's coming forward? What's happening now? How do I embrace where it is that I want to be? What it is that I desire for myself. And here, like, how do I embrace what you want for me and what I want for me at the exact same time? And we're going to start to see that there's a new path opening, new ideas opening, that we are handed a gift that might not feel like a gift the moment we are given it. But as we embrace it, we're like, oh my gosh, it's kind of like that trip that you would cancel if you could. You'd be like, I don't want to go. It's too much. I made a mistake, but you can't. You can't cancel it. And then you wind up having the best time. That's the energy that's here. And it moves us then to the Empress. You have the repeat of the number 3. That is a divine number. You are divinely guided during this time. And the Empress, Rhiannon, the goddess of horses, the goddess of freedom. But it is a freedom that came with a sacrifice. She fell in love with a mortal king. And the mortal king, she was put through trials and tribulations with loving him. And one of those trials and tribulations when she loved him was that, she was stripped of her title. She was made to sit as a beggar in front of the palace, telling the story of how she had, slain her own child, which she hadn't done. But a god came and stole her baby away when he was born. And it was this fairy god being, and left him in the stable of a neighboring kingdom. So he was fostered by this neighboring kingdom. So he built a relation which was very medieval. This was very much of the time. That's what you would do. And yet the witnesses and the midwives that were tending to her said, oh my gosh, we lost her baby. We're all going to be put to bed. Death. Better that she, be punished than we be punished, because she was an other. She was a fairy. She was, an unknown. And also, one life and to all of theirs. And so they put, bones from the kitchen on her and said, oh my gosh, she ate her baby. Like, seriously. And so here with Rhiannon, and I know you're thinking, okay, that's the story that you want to be my ending. Well, it's Welsh. So Welsh stories are always sad. But she has her punishment. She's supposed to be executed. The king says, no, I love you too much. I can't execute you. You will sit in front of the steps. You will tell everybody what you did, and you will carry them like a horse on your back to the palace, you know? And that was intense. And she sat there like that. But her child was found. And she sat in her sorrow, and she sat in her pain. But then her child, who grew very, very fast, was raised in the neighboring kingdom, came to court because he looked just like his father. And when she saw him walk, he brought her into court with him. And he claimed his birthright. And she was the king's mother, you know? He took the throne because his father died shortly after. So here it is suffering and pain. That is a long way of saying there has been suffering and pain. There has been hardship that might have been through no fault of your own that you have gone through, wrongly accused, doubt, fear, pain, disappointment. And now you claim what is yours because you are rising up to a status and to a power that was far beyond imagining. And you go on new adventures. She has new adventures, a whole fantastical life, remarries to a man that absolutely adores her. And you're going to see that for you, that you're embracing a world that is so much more than you had imagined it could be. Because you keep on moving forward and you keep the freedom of spirit of the horse, right? And the green for healing and that connection with the earth. Let's see what spirit has to say here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have energy. There's a tremendous amount of energy during this time. Untapped potential, passion, fire, determination. It moves us then to the chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is inner strength. The solar plexus chakra. You are embracing your gut. You're embracing your intuition. You are seeing yourself as being stronger than you had imagined you could be. You're also seeing yourself break out of doubt and fear, break out of this place of, can I? Can I even move forward the way that I want to? Do I even know what it is that I want? You break out of a place of doubt and enter into a place of power. It brings us then to the energy to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides. And this is the 9 of Swords. And this is a very common energy to be mindful of during this time because it's nightmares. Like, it's coming up time and time again. Subconsciously, what we fear are going to be nightmares from our past. Things that had stopped us when we were younger. They're going to come up and be like, well, what makes you think you could do this now? What makes you think that you can achieve your goals? What we're going to see is that the last half of September is the time where we start to slay our dragons. It is the time where we see our nightmares and we call them out and we release what we no longer want. And we move forward with clarity of mind and determination of spirit. And this is a time where we start to see that we are climbed out of our fears. It has been a painful climb, right? Because the climb on swords will always be. And we move forward towards something greater than we had imagined we could have. And as this comes forward, our subconscious spirit energy is divine. Not divine, I do apologize, is imagine. But it's through divine imagining. It's through the opening up of our creativity that we start to see ourselves moving forward towards more. And as we move forward towards more, and as we start to be able to visualize it and connect to it, it moves us then to our chakra energy of the sacral chakra and relationships. This is sensual relationships. This is personal relationships. This is, creative relationships. This is the relationship that we have with ourselves. We are listening to our sacral chakra, to our creativity, and to our sensuality. And we are connecting with our relationships, with what it is that we want. And I love that the faces, yes, they're kissing, but to me, also the trees look like lungs. So we are also empowering our voice. And I know our sacral chakra is down like in our lower back, right? So it'd be like, how does that connect with our voice? It's going to. As we let that creative energy come through, we're going to see a power of voice, of intuition, of guidance moving us forward. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of subconsciously. And that's the 6 of Cups. And that's exactly what Spirit said in the very beginning. Being mindful of the past coming forward and us being just stuck in nostalgia, stuck in this place like the past was always better. It wasn't. It might have been easier. Our life might have been better because it might have been easier, right? For us, we didn't have the same responsibilities, but it wasn't always better. You know, sometimes we remember the best things. And this can even be, instead of remembering the best things and finding our life wanting now, it could be looking at our past and being really angry at the hurts and the injustices that we have gone through. However it is that the past comes up and kind of takes your breath away, just be mindful that it takes away your power. It like wants to steal it and say, don't you want to put it, you know, in once upon a time land, in a land of stories, in a land of your myth, right? Your mythos, the story that has made you who you are. Aren't you going to give all your power to those who shaped you instead of to the you that is now shaping your existence? And it moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, and that is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups here, this is the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. That is exactly it. I knew it was here before it even came forward, that the Six of Cups, this is the love of the past. This is the joy that shaped you, that you are seeing yourself move forward in, and you are seeing yourself blessed by. So it can be a curse, right? But it is also going to be a fantastic blessing. So it could be a curse or a blessing. See it as a blessing. Embrace your joy, embrace your heart, let yourself move forward in absolute beauty of being. And know that all your ancestors, like all the energies from this life, from past lives, they're around you, wanting you to succeed, cheering you on, and really rejoicing in you moving forward. All right? All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Have a blessed end of September and a blessed life. Bye.